Hello, welcome everybody to another episode of Arthur's Roundtable. Super happy to have Colten with us today. We've been trying to do this for a little while, mostly my fault that it's not till now. And so we have been chatting back and forth on emails and seen Colten's posts as it relates to investments in family offices. And so we're excited to hear about his journey and share it with you all. So with that, Colten, welcome. Thank you for doing this today.
Yeah, thank you, Arthur. I'm truly honored to be on your podcast. I really admire what you've built in the family office space. And I actually had a chance to listen to you not too long ago on Danielle's Patterson's Lunch and Learn.
Yeah,
And
she's
Danielle's been amazing. And I was really inspired by your non traditional background story. Your journey really resonated with me because I also come from a non traditional background. And it really encouraged me that there is room to make an impact without following the usual path. So I really appreciate that.
Well, if I inspired you in some way, along with Danielle, I'm grateful for that. And thank you for saying something. So let's start from the beginning. Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, so I really have understood how important it is to be authentic in this space to help build trust. And I want to make sure that I don't come off like someone that I'm not. And I want to be as transparent as possible. So I think the easiest way is to kind of just give you a little background on my story, just kind of starting from the beginning. Like I said, I don't come from a traditional background. I studied communications at Illinois State, and it took me 5 years to graduate. Between ADHD and dyslexia, I was never the top student. I was always told that I was behind. Actually, in middle school, sixth grade, I got called into a parent teacher conference, and it was all my teachers and my parents, and
Holy
they were
cow.
trying. Yeah,
The
just like
confrontation.
just one of those situations you don't want to happen. But yeah, I had a long chat with all my teachers and my parents, and they were trying to hold me back. Um,
Oh,
I really didn't want to. They told my parents that if I would continued at the rate I was at, that I wouldn't graduate high school. So I had a long talk with my parents after that, and I'm very grateful. I didn't want to be held back, and I'm very grateful that my parents believed in me and gave me a chance to kind of prove myself.
right.
And that's super important for me too, because I still have the same friend group that I've hung out with since elementary school. And if I was held back, I don't think that would be the case. But yeah, that really kind of from the beginning, I've kind of always had that underdog mentality my whole life. And it really taught me perseverance from a young age. Those challenges really shaped me into someone who refuses to quit, who sees the world differently, and really thrives on building meaningful relationships. Something that I've always been really strong at is building relationships and having empathy for people, and something that I really pride myself on.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. I didn't make it through college, which is common knowledge, is no secret. I bailed pretty early and just went on to the building business part of it, which is, in vogue today. At the time, I just got bored.
Yeah.
And so I just bailed. It served me well, as it seems to have served you in not giving in to the influences of others that, for example, wanted to hold you back. So good for you. Tell us what you did after school.
So after I graduated, honestly, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I ended up going to a career fair and I saw one of my buddies there, ironically, and he ended up getting me a job interview for a logistics company and I ended up getting the job. So that was my first job. I was pretty good at it, but honestly, I found my true passion was what I was doing on the side. I started investing a lot in the public markets, and it was something that I was extremely passionate about and really enjoyed doing it.
Like a stock picker?
Yeah, it wasn't like too serious. I wasn't like a day trader or anything, but it was something that I was starting to get pretty good at, and I really enjoyed doing it. So that was kind of my first experience into the finance world, per se, like a little bit. But I knew something was missing with my job in logistics. I kind of saw where everything was headed, especially with like the advancements of AI. I didn't really see the longevity in the career, and I really wanted to make a difference in the world. So I decided to quit. And when I quit, I felt extremely lost. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I knew I wanted to find meaningful work.
How long ago was this, Colton?
This was at the beginning of 2024.
Oh,
So that's honestly not that long ago.
shit, it was just
Um,
yesterday.
yeah. So that's when I started my job search. Didn't really know what I was looking for. I knew I was really good at building relationships and wanted to find a field where I could continue doing that. I came across Marcus Evans. Uh,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know too Yeah, I didn't know too much about it when I first interviewed. I honestly just thought it was a event coordinating company, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to build some new relationships in a new field, and I really like to travel, so I thought it was a good fit, and when I interviewed, they thought I was the perfect fit for the private wealth management summits. That's what really gave me my spark.
Yeah, so for the benefit of the audience, many of them know it for sure, but Marcus Evans, I think, is London based, and they do summits for family offices and other high net worth type people. In fact, if I can just say thank you to Shelley Gollin, who invited me on behalf of Marcus Evans and Mercury, who she works with, to speak in the New York Marcus Evans, I guess it's about a year ago now, it was October, something like that. So yeah, they do a good job. So how'd that
Yeah.
go?
It was honestly great. That's kinda what sparked my career. I'll be honest, when I first started, I didn't even know what a family office was.
Most people
Um,
don't feel bad.
yeah, uh, but, I quickly realized that I found a space where relationships and trust are everything. So from that point on, I really decided to go all in. I committed myself to learning everything I could about family offices and alternatives while trying to build authentic relationships. Uh,
And
so
then what happened?
Yeah, so my target audience was all heads of investment from large single and multifamily offices. So I met some of the most inspiring people I've encountered, and I ended up actually growing my LinkedIn from 200 people to over 8,500 in a little over a year.
Nice.
And yeah, I kind of saw how important it is to build a network and really got to understand the alternative landscape through Marcus Evans. It taught me how critical trust and consistency are, whether in events or wanting to build something on your own, which is something that I knew that I wanted to do. Just getting to know a lot of these family offices and hearing their stories and how they became a family office was so inspirational to me that I really wanted to build something on my own and try and live up to their name.
Would you is it fair to say that being in Marcus Evans helped you open the door to have those conversations with the family offices?
Yes, 100%. That's kind of how I uh, got my foot in the door in the family office space. It was a great opportunity too because I was selling the limited partner side for the events, so it was all the investors, and if they fit our criteria, then they were able to come to the events for free with the VIP passes. So that's one thing I learned pretty early in the family office space is you can't really sell to family offices, or it is very hard to do at least. So that kind of gave me the opportunity to just get to know them and try and provide value to them.
And so are you still doing that?
No, I'm not anymore. I ended up having a really good conversation with Karen Melanie Golds with the Footprints family office. And Karen ended up really taking the time to get to know me personally. And she introduced me to a lot of great people. And that including Mike Schatzman, who's the founder of Venture Forward Capital. One of my part-time jobs, I'm a venture partner and do like family office relations for them. And just kind of getting to know Mike and his I really believed in his long-term vision. I think we really hit it off right away. He wanted to become a long-term partner for family offices in the venture space, someone that they could rely on and do multiple deals with. And just getting to know him and the team he was putting together, I knew I wanted to be part of it.
So are you, again, for the benefit of me and the audience, where are you based out of?
I'm based out of Chicago. I'm actually in Florida right now. I'm at my parents' place in Florida, but I'm usually always in Chicago.
So the network of family offices that while you were at Marcus Evans, that you were building relationships with, were they primarily US, Europe, both?
So it was all I was in charge of sourcing the LPs for the events in North America. So that was kind of my target audience. But um, ever since I stopped working at Marcus Evans, that's kind of when I decided to try and become more global with my network. Kind of going into my next part-time job with the Family Office Roundtable. I met Benjamin Ulrich. He's based in Switzerland and he's built a great network in that area. So that's kind of been a main focus of mine is trying to become more global.
Nice. Tell us about how that's going.
Yeah, so I'm a advisor for the Family Office Roundtable. So what I do is I co-host curated virtual roundtables for single family offices. Like I said, I partnered with Benjamin Ulrich and then Jonathan Henry as well. And it's been great. Our mission, we want to put the family back in family office by creating trust, collaboration, and shared value. So our first series that we want to start is opposites attract series. Just from talking with a lot of these family offices, we've kind of noticed that a lot of them would consider themselves an expert or they made a lot of their money in one asset class and they're trying to kind of diversify into other areas. So we thought it would be a good idea to kind of partner them with people that have made a lot of their money and consider themselves an expert in that area that they're trying to diversify into and vice versa. That way they could kind of share insights, trends, bounce ideas off each other and learn from each other in an intimate setting.
Nice. Tell everybody what the track series is. I'm not familiar with that.
With the Opposites Attract series,
Opposites Attract series. I'm sorry. I thought you called it track series. I
no,
misunderstood. Got it. No,
all
that
good.
totally makes sense. And are you doing those primarily in Europe?
Yeah, so we pretty much it is a global that's the nice thing about partnering with Benjamin. We're able to kind of introduce families to each other all over the world. And yeah, it's just whoever we think would be a good introduction to. We always kind of so we what we want to do is we give them like a survey that they could fill out, just kind of letting us get a better understanding of them and what they're looking for and what they consider themselves an expert in. And then we try and we meet every Monday and kind of talk about different conversations we've had with other families and we try and match them up. We'll talk about who would be good to go with who and then we'll reach out to them. We don't schedule any introductions without both the parties agreeing that it's someone that they would want to meet and that they could find value out of it. So that's kind of the approach we take.
So the that has been happening for about how long that you've been involved in that?
A little over 2 months. So yeah,
How
just
you
kinda getting
how
started.
you feeling about it? Is it good?
Yeah, it's been great. I
That's
really
great.
enjoy, Benjamin specifically, I think me and him are very similar and just kinda, I actually met him when I was still at Marcus Evans. I think I, commented on one of his LinkedIn posts, and, he wanted to talk to me, and ever since, we've been maintaining a good relationship. We talk every week, and instead of trying he had a vision for starting the Family Office Roundtable, and I knew I kinda wanna start my own company as well, and we just thought it would be a better idea to kinda work together and help each other out instead of, doing it on our own.
Nice. Is that the venture that you were mentioning to me offline?
Yeah.
Excellent. So tell us. So you already told us what that's all about. Are you able in the 2 months to share with the group the trends that you might see happening with the groups that want to talk to each other uh, in terms of types of asset classes or that or anything else that you seem to have emerged from your discussions?
Yeah, I think one thing that has surprised us is the willingness. A lot of people are very open to having conversations with people. A lot of even, our whole series has been like the opposites attract series, but a lot of the times we find two families that are very similar and maybe like geographically close to each other that aren't connected on LinkedIn. So then we'll kind of bring it up to them and say, "Hey, we talked to this person and they're very similar. They do a lot of the same stuff as you. Is it someone that you'd want to an introduction to?" And so far, we've gotten a lot of great feedback from the introductions, and it's been going extremely well.
So you don't have to get into the weeds, but is this a membership organization? I'm a business builder, so I'm always interested in the economic model.
Yeah.
How are you guys going to make money?
So our whole thing, especially with the company that I'm starting as well, we're just trying to provide value to the space and show people that we can provide value. So it's all confidential, buy side only, concept driven introductions, and then we actually step aside after the connections. So our whole goal is to kind of just create value within the ecosystem and prevent isolation, foster authentic peer exchange, and strengthen the human side of capital. Um, so yeah, we're not really too worried. Uh, I've definitely seen just kind of all the opportunities and what has came from helping family offices, and so I think our whole goal is we just want to show people that we can provide value. Um, we we're not too worried about making money right away, and then maybe turning it into something down the line.
Yeah, it's a good move, Colton, because what people often make the mistake of in building any business for that matter, not just in the opaque business of family offices, is that rather than delivering value and then monetizing, they try to monetize without delivering value. So it's probably a very smart move. As you know, Family Office Insights has been doing this for a long time, and its real value is that people will take my phone call as opposed to just what it does day in, day out well, thank God, and thanks to the community, provide an opportunity for people to collaborate with capital on projects and companies and funds and that sort of thing. But had we not delivered value at the beginning, it would not be what it is today. So good move.
100%. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So share with the group how the audience is largely family offices and those that are trying to do business with them, and a whole bunch of other people that are in a periphery, so to speak. What's the ask from you? Is there anything that the audience can help you with?
I think just especially with my company that I want to start, I guess that's a good transition into it. So I'm very inspired by the importance of networking in the space, and I've seen how important it is and what can come from it. So my whole vision for what I want to create is I want to keep families updated on events and networking opportunities and trends. So I'm going to start a newsletter that highlights all the family office events, what they are, who should go, why it matters, and then who to reach out to if you're interested. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been partnering with a lot of these companies that put on the events, kind of bringing the idea up to them and seeing what they think. And I've been getting great feedback. And yeah, it's going to be completely free, no charge. I just want to provide value to family offices. My only ask is, you know, that if they do end up reaching out to whoever's event it is, to just let them know that they heard about it through my newsletter. And yeah, that's really all I ask.
Yeah, so we can help you with that. Meaning there is no single place, although there's a couple places that list events, but there's no real single consolidated event list for family offices. It's usually converged into something else or other types of events. So I think you'll do well with that. And obviously we can help you with that on some level. We don't do events, but we certainly have a network of family offices that might be interested and certainly glad to do that. And If it's okay with you, I'll
Appreciate
ask
that.
the audience if there's an event that they like or participate in or would like to give you a heads up about, then feel free to do that. Is that all right, Colton?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
So, how often are you going to publish this? Do you know yet?
So it's gonna be probably every 2 weeks. I wanna there's so many events out there. The more research I do, the more events I'm finding, and people are actually starting to reach out to me saying that they've heard what I'm gonna do and wanna be part of it. And it is gonna be global, so there's gonna be a lot of events on there. It's not just gonna be events going on in the United States, it's gonna be all the events going on all over the world, and I'm gonna try and, organize it based off of what people are interested in. So like if an event's kind of heavily focused on real estate, and it's a better event for you, then gonna kind of organize it through asset class and geography. So it's easy to kind of find what you're interested in.
Have you developed the tech or are you going to just use a platform that allows you to categorize things in that way?
Uh, I'm just kinda doing everything on my own. So I have one contact pretty much that I've been reaching out to from each event, and, so that's kind of what I do is I have them because I don't wanna post anything that they don't want me to post,
Or
especially
is
I
not up to
understand.
date, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, I know that some events probably won't want me to, promote their events. A lot of them are very exclusive, and that's perfectly fine. But anyone that wants me to help them kinda promote their events, I just kinda ask them to, send me an email with like a brief description of the event, who should attend, what's gonna be going on there, why it matters, and then who to reach out to if you're interested.
When do you find yourself publishing the first issue?
So I'm trying to start the company next week, and then probably within the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna publish the first issue. Um, I'm gonna have a decent amount. So I have a lot of events in mind that I have just started to kind of reach out to. So I'm hoping to continue growing it. Just kind of each time I publish one, there's probably going to be more events on there. And I even want to dip into like virtual events and round tables. I think Danielle's lunch and learns are I think I get a lot of value out of that. And I think a lot of people within the space would. So I just want to make sure that any event that I think family offices can get value out of, I'm gonna want to help promote. My main concern is like I don't want to you know, promote an event where people aren't going to go and get value from it. So getting a lot of feedback from family offices is great and hearing what events they think are very valuable, I could kind of highlight those ones a little more. So yeah, that's kind of one of my concerns I have.
Yeah, it's the proofs in the pudding, right? If people go
Yeah.
and they don't find value, then that's a pretty easy indicator that it's not one that you'd want to widely publish. Although you can't be responsible. I mean, you could easily just put them all up there and people can decide on that by themselves, right?
Yeah, that's kind of I'm gonna do a lot of, like, trial and error, but if I'm getting a lot of feedback from, like, one that I'm publishing that's not getting good feedback, people are kinda coming back with negative responses, then I'll probably stop promoting that one just because I wanna make sure that I'm not people aren't gonna look at me as the person promoting the event and then them going to it and not finding it valuable.
Yeah, so I guess this might fall under the category of advice that you didn't ask for. There are frequently enough we're asked at Family Office Insights to promote somebody's event or uh, where there's a potential revenue share opportunity. And since we've been doing this for about 13 years in earnest, we've never taken any revenue share or commission. Like, for example, if somebody went to an event and paid a sponsorship fee and it was as a result of us making that introduction, we would never take a commission. Not because we think there's something wrong with that. It's just that that's not the agreement we have with our membership. So people will regularly say, hey, we want to publish something. We have 22,000 subscribers and a sort of Q&A that we post from time to time. And it's not really a newsletter, it's just a blog post, if to use old terms. And people have asked us to publish something, and then they'll put a code in it and give us a revenue share. We just don't think that rubs the community the right way, and it's part of our construct, right? We don't charge our members to be members. But what I'm getting to is I'd rather have them pay us, a couple $1,000s to promote what they're doing, and that be the end of it, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody's fine with that. I mean, the person promoting the event or the potential revenue share opportunity may not like that, but that's okay. They'll just go away. But we never
Yeah.
have to look at our members in the eye and say, hey, we're making money based on your $3,000 conference registration. Like, we don't want to be in that position. So, you know, it tends to rub people the wrong way.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't want to take any revenue either. I'm more on the fact that I want to start attending a lot of these events. And if I'm able to, maybe get a couple families to attend an event, if that gets my foot in the door, then that would be fantastic.
It's a totally fair play too. I'm going to bring a couple families. You're going to host me at your event. I'm going to meet more people, right? And build your
Yeah.
network that way as well. No, it totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've just kind of seen all the things that come out of building within the space, and all the opportunities that have came from building a network within the space, and I just want to continue meeting as many people within the space and building as many relationships as I can.
That's smart. And you're young, so you'll have plenty of time to do that. You probably already figured out, based on some of the stuff with Danielle, that that's how Family Office Insights grew. And it grew based on the thesis of what you're doing with the round table, in that I had no idea how to invest the money as a result of an exit. And so I just leaned on other people that had domain expertise that I didn't have. So it was kind of like a group of people that were helping me. I wasn't
Yeah.
much help to them, but that's how Family Office Insights, that's the genesis of it, and that's how it grew. So that is I think, well, not necessarily because I did it, but because it worked, right?
Yeah. I mean, it worked too. Obviously, it's been very successful and it seems like a good recipe. So, yeah, that's kind of my whole thing is I just want to create value in the ecosystem, help families however I can and build trust.
So a lot of people would say it's counterintuitive that what arguably are very private investors, family offices, mostly single family offices, are not willing to have conversations. What if you touched on it a little earlier? There's obviously people that just don't want to have a conversation, but
Yeah.
what's your experience so far, and those that you've connected with, in terms of the willingness to connect with others?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Just kind of, it really depends on everyone's kind of different in the space, but a lot of people with the virtual roundtables, I've had a couple people just tell me that, they don't find value in meeting people online and that they want to meet people in person. So that's one thing that we've ran into a couple times, but it's such a big ecosystem and it's growing so much that there are a lot of families that see the value in it. And with the Family Office Roundtable, it's more of a just to kind of bounce ideas and share insights off each other. It's a hour long session, usually with like 2 to 4 single family offices. So it's kind of an opportunity for them to get to know each other, exchange contact information, and then hopefully meet each other in person down the line.
Yeah. And it'll probably evolve into in-person things at some point, right?
Yeah, we've talked about I know Benjamin, he's had a couple events in Switzerland, more focused on like the mental health aspect of family offices and wanting to provide value in that area. So I think eventually we might want to do some in-person events, but yeah, I think that would be farther down the line.
Yeah. There's plenty of opportunity to do that. Have you settled on a name for your company?
Yes, I have. So it's gonna be the Family Office Factory.
Nice. Good. So before we wrap things up, is there anything, let everybody know if it's okay with you, if they can connect with you on LinkedIn? Is that the best way to do it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm very open to connecting with anyone if they ever want to learn more about any of the companies that I work for. I'd be more than happy to connect with you and kind of go over things and see how I could help you out.
And then to the group, the listeners, please feel free to reach out. And then based on what you heard today, if you can add some value to Colton, I'm sure he'll return it in spades. Seems that way.
100%.
Yeah. And what I'd like to do, Colton, if it's okay with you, as things progress, maybe in a couple months, let's get back on and see how you're doing. Would that be all
Yeah,
right?
I would love that.
Yeah. And uh, for the audience, we're gonna, with Colton's permission, post the recording of this, and you can share it with others if it makes sense. So
Yep.
thanks, Colton, for doing this. Really appreciate it. And let's make sure
Yeah.
you get back.
I really appreciate you having me on and kind of giving me a platform to really tell my story and help people get a better understanding of me and what I'm doing. Yeah, I really appreciate you having me on.
My pleasure. We'll make sure everybody gets it. Thanks,
Awesome.
Colton. See you later.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Arthur.
everybody. Bye bye.